Hey everyone, it's Kevin from GetKevInsight.com. So I am struggling. I am struggling hard. So I've talked about this before, but the older the soul, the less guidance from your guides that you get. You're always getting guidance, but the less you get. I talked about how, you know, when you're an old soul, they kind of stay behind a bit. They kind of like they're gonna let you fall if you need to fall, but they're there if they really need to be there. So I'm struggling because you know I am doing all of this work, which is what for your final lifetime they call it your legacy lifetime. At least that's what they call it for me. And since this is my final go around, which I'm not upset about, but is what they told me that this is my last, this is my legacy lifetime where I'm leaving behind something for future generations. And that is my books, this YouTube channel, hopefully when I'm on stage talking about everything and talking to different people, and doing my readings. These are all a part of this process. And I'm struggling because, I'm going on stage tomorrow. I am anxious because I don't know how many people are going to show up. And as my director self, I used to value my work to how many people came. See, they're always teaching you lessons, and these lessons are uncomfortable, like really uncomfortable. And since I'm not in theater anymore, I thought I wouldn't have to deal with that anymore, but here we are. So now I'm going back on stage to have this conversation about how I got into this spiritual stuff, how it began, where it's going, or where I think it's going, or how it's been. And I'm struggling because all of those past thoughts are returning. Thoughts that I guess I just buried. I thought I got rid of them, but apparently I just buried them down. And now I'm kind of like, is my worth measured by how many people show up? Does it matter if only 4 people come? And I struggle with that because, in my theater world, that I was in before, if 4 people came, I would be like, just forget it. It's not even worth it. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's a failure, in my opinion, in my mind. But you can't think of it that way. I can't think of it that way. No matter how many people come, those are the people that are meant to be there. The people that receive information are the ones that are meant to receive information. The people that are not meant to be there are not meant to be there. And the success of the evening does not rest on how many show up. It's not about the quantity of people. It's the quality of the transmission and those receiving it. And I have to remember that. And that's really hard for me. I'm struggling. I'm struggling so hard. And the more I keep asking for guidance, I'm like, please just let me know what's going on. Like, what else do I need to do? And they're like, we can't give you that information now. This is your final test. This is your final lifetime. You need to do this on your own. We cannot come to your rescue, your aid at this time. We're not going to tell you what's going to happen in the future. We're not going to tell you how many people are going to show up. We're not going to tell you how it's going to go. We're not going to tell you any of this information. And that's really difficult. I am that bird being shoved out of the tree and being forced to fly on their own. And they're just kind of watching. They're not going to let me squash on the ground, but they're definitely going to make sure that I can fly on my own. And this is challenging. This is a very challenging time for me. because I am taking something that is not tangible and trying to make it into something and that people can understand and want to understand and want to learn. Um, and that guidance that I get to tell everyone else, like, oh, this is what's happening in your life. This is what you need to fix. This is what we need to do. This is where you're going. I don't get that right now. I don't get that. So I pulled a karma card yesterday on a new deck that I got, and it said, um, laying bricks step by step, basically. And it's interesting because that I know and I get it. I am, you know, I'm putting down each brick, brick by brick. I'm paving the way for myself while making the road at the exact same time. And it's very challenging. So, if you're going through this, I feel you. You're not alone. This is not easy stuff. This is challenging stuff. And I am with you 100%. What are you going through right now that you find challenging? I would love to know. So anyway, if this resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'm sending you a lot of strength and a lot of love. And I'll talk to you soon. All right, take care. Bye.